What's up, everyone? It's another week of MLS Prediction League, another week of us letting you know our picks for marquee MLS matchups, another week of Michael Singh hyping himself up. He's now 3-0. I'm Mitchell Tierney. I'm 1-2 after Minnesota United. Colorado went down to 10 men. Minnesota United scored first. They still couldn't pick up a result for me on Sunday. So that ruined actually our parlay of the week, as Jeff actually came through with his first win. He's now also 1-2 after the New York Red Bulls. I mean, if you pick them enough, finally they're going to win at some point. So he was able to do that. But Michael, you've been a lock so far. What's your 4-0 feeling for this weekend?
There we go, baby. And I'm going to take a little bit of a risk this week. I've been playing it safe so far, but I'm going to highlight and zero in on the Toronto FC Atlanta United game at BMO Field on Saturday night. So, TFC at BMO Field, since they returned in July, they were struggling. But they've kind of righted the ship there at BMO Field. They've actually won their last 4 games in all competitions at BMO Field along the lakeshore. That being said, Atlanta United, they're fighting for a playoff spot right now. They're currently 1 point out of the MLS Cup playoffs, and with only a handful of games remaining, every point matters to them. So, with both teams kind of trending upwards, I'm actually going to go for a draw here. I think, Atlanta United, they've struggled on the road. They're 2-6-6 away from home this season, while TFC, as I mentioned, they're hot at home. So I think if you couple that with Atlanta United's, desire to get some points, I think they're going to find a way to steal one there at BMO Field. Players like, for Toronto at least, players like Jacob Schaffelberg, Jefferson Soteldo, those guys have been great for the Reds. So I'm expecting TFC to score at least one. That being said, Atlanta United, if they can find a way to get Joseph Martinez back into the lineup, because he's coming off an international break with Venezuela, if they can find a way to get him back into the lineup, then I think they're good for one as well. So I'm going to be taking a draw there. Toronto FC, Atlanta United, Mitch.
Yeah, Jeffrey Pinesker isn't here, but he's written in his pick for this week, and he's giving you a good value one if you want. Nashville over DC United. Of course, Canadian Alistair Johnson, certainly a player to watch in that one. We don't know how much he'll play. As you mentioned, the international break looms large for this window of MLS games, just because there's a bunch of guys returning, and he's been pretty key for Canada, but been absolutely fantastic for Nashville as well this year. So definitely a player to watch in that matchup against DC.
Yeah, Mitch, I don't know if Jeff did his homework on this one, man.
Probably not.
There's a reason why Nashville have good odds in this game. DC United, when playing at Audi Field, they're 10-3. While Nashville, away from home, they are second in the Eastern Conference, but away from home, they're 3-7. Players like Julian Gressel for DC United, he's been absolutely amazing. So Nashville might actually be in tough in this one, as teams are starting to catch up on them in second place. There only 7 points separate these two teams, and I think that gap potentially could get smaller, but we'll see. Jeff's pick right now, though, good value, good money, is Nashville over DC United. How about you, Mitch? Take us
I'm
home.
going to round things off with a safer pick myself as I try to get back to some winning ways, and that's the Seattle Sounders beating the Houston Dynamo. Sounders impressed a lot last week, kind of flexing their depth during the international window and basically crushing the Vancouver Whitecaps 4-1. Former Toronto FC player Nicolas Benazet, he's been scoring a lot recently, and he's been twerking as well after goals, so a player to watch for multiple reasons in that match. Christian Roldan, also for the Seattle Sounders, has been in great form, and Leo Chu, their 21-year-old Brazilian forward, just scored his first MLS goal, so maybe that's the first of many for him. So I'm going to take the Seattle Sounders. I think that's a bit of a lock this week, so we'll go with that. If you wanted to parlay all of our picks this week, that being Toronto drawing against Atlanta as Mike picked, Nashville over DC as Jeff did, and Seattle over Houston. $5 parlay would actually net you $181.44. So we might be making you this money or some money this week, certainly if you want to go with that. But that does it for us. Thanks for watching.